Welcome to this masterclass. I'm Gaitana, and together with Yantal and our team, we share the Enlightened Education teachings to accelerate and support human planetary enlightenment and ascension. I want to briefly read what we mean by Enlightened Education. It's one of our ebooks. It says that Enlightened Education is a template of inner education for the Aquarian age. It attunes you to the consciousness that reminds you of your true purpose, destiny, and how to fulfill it. To prosper in the golden age, you need to understand its dynamics. You can only accept what you discover through your own direct experience and is aligned with your unique style of leadership mastery. Enlightened Education guides you to the door of a new consciousness. It is up to you to open it. Who's ready to open that door? Because we are in the golden age already, the Aquarian age, but it's not enough to say, I'm just willing to open that door. There's many things that have to come into alignment for that to be possible. So today we are getting together to help you find your way. Most of you have been in the spiritual path for a long time, I assume. We know that for some of you, that's the case. And you might still be wondering, okay, what's my path? What's my purpose? What's my mission? So it's important that we want to be authentic and we liberate and release a lot of dogma, both ancestral dogma. Dogma is obligations, what we think we have to be doing to get somewhere, and also spiritual dogma, which is sometimes the most difficult to release. So I'm going to start by asking 4 questions that you take to your heart. So if you have something handy to write down on and you're receiving inner guidance, messages from your inner guidance, you can write that down so that you can go over the answers during the week. So the first question is, why might you be afraid to answer your highest calling? Not the ancestral calling, kind of getting married, go to university, have a job, not that calling. Your highest calling on a soul level, what you came here to really manifest and realize and share. So what is the highest calling? It's the opportunity to discover what's possible when you accept God. By that, I mean when you step into divine co-creation. When you stop thinking that it's up to you to figure out how to realize yourself and you let God source in and you start creating in the light. So why might you be afraid to answer your highest calling? The second question is, why do you think that you haven't revealed your purpose mission yet? Why haven't you revealed your purpose mission yet? Why do you think? The third question, they're all interrelated, so I'm going to give you the 4 questions. Why do you procrastinate? What are you waiting for? Why are you leaving the calling or the answer to that calling for the future, for a future perfect ideal moment that's never going to come? Because everything happens in this now moment. And for many of you, this is the key question. Why can't you commit to one path and or form of service? Why is there this monkey mind jumping from one thing to the other one, from one community and teaching to the other one, and not really fully committing to one path? So why am I asking these questions? Because to consecrate your life to God, to answer that higher calling and discover what you're here to manifest, you have to find your way. The one that represents you, the one that you believe in. Faith is involved. If you don't have faith in your path or teachings, it's not going to work. The one that matches your frequency, your way of understanding reality. The one that inspires you and speaks your soul language. You might be wondering, why so many teachers? Why so many lineages? Why so many paths? Why so many tools and so many practices? Wouldn't it be better to just have, one book and go buy that book? That would simplify things. No, because we respond to different frequencies. So our mentors, our community, our teachings have to kind of speak our own soul language. It's the way that we understand. So if you're here, all of you, all of us, we are here to realize something unique. We are not here to replicate a standardized version of life. So for that, we have to be courageous enough to make unorthodox choices, non-traditional, non-ancestral choices. Finding your way also means that you're mature enough to stop delaying your victory and that you feel that you deserve to realize God. What is to realize God? I'm not talking about the mystical experience of that. To realize God is to stop suffering. Who's ready to make the choice to stop suffering? Just because we're resisting the light, we're resisting the teachings, we're resisting the way. And we do that unconsciously, of course. So how do we delay the process? And it's what we want to transmute today. Excuses, indecision, self-justification are all aspects of your poverty mindset. So we are great beings, but we have been conditioned to think in limiting terms. That's what we call the poverty mindset. Poverty is not having little money. Poverty mindset is believing in excuses. That's a poor attitude, okay? Indecision, self-justification are all aspects of the poverty mindset. They are aspects that are disconnected from source. And instead of co-creating our way back to divinity, to greatness, we delay the process because we protect our belief system, which is evidently not serving us. But for some reason, we have created an attachment or identification with our small ideas, and we don't let go. I said all these unconscious attitudes and behaviors are forms of self-rejection. Can you feel that? How we unconsciously reject ourselves, our true selves. So we want to find true realization, but we resist that at the same time. And that creates a looping pattern. And it creates spirals of negativity, spirals of defeat, spirals of limitation. Unless we transmute that and we create spirals of victory, we can't transcend. And for that, we have to shift energy. Yes, we can't mentalize the way back to God, to your divinity, to your liberated self. We have to shift energy. So wouldn't you love to break free from self-punishment? Can you realize that when you reject your opportunities, you're punishing yourselves? Isn't that suffering? Doesn't that create pain on all the bodies? So there are two myths that I want to be illuminating today, and we move right into the opportunities and the energy transmission. What are the two myths that are not allowing us to find our way, our unique way back to source? The first one, the myth is, one path or form of service fits all. No. So you're free to choose your ascension curriculum and community. I'm going to say that again. You're free to choose, you have free will, your ascension curriculum and community. It has to fit you. So there are universal principles that we need to tap into but also specific lessons and tools that we need to integrate. So you need to take responsibility for your soul's journey and essential requirements. What you need to ascend is up to you to figure out. And who's going to give you that? It's for you to identify that. So you need to decide what is appropriate in each now moment. Again, there's not a standardized template for this. You don't have to believe in other traditions just because they are millenary or they work for others. Like, does it work for you? That's the all important thing. Yeah. So one path or form of service fits all? No, you have to understand, translate, identify what serves you. And I'm going to give some indicators for you to make sure you can answer that for yourselves. And the second myth is, I will fulfill my soul's purpose because I'm good, I'm a good person, or I have good intentions. So I'm going to realize myself just because I'm good. No, it requires a little bit more than that. The real thing is that you need light technology to realize yourself. Because we have constructed an ego personality. And how are we going to dissolve that ego that we created ourselves unless we have technology for that? Why is it that human beings, we need and we welcome technology for anything we want to manifest in our lives? So, for example, you want to reshape your body, you go to the gym. You welcome technology for that. You've got machines and gadgets and strategies, and a plan for that. You want develop a certain career, you go to university, you get the tools for that, right? You want to build a house, you need an architect and the master plans for that. So there's technology behind success. If we want to realize ourselves, we need tools, we need a method. This is a difference. So what's the difference between those souls who are realizing themselves and those who are in these loops of frustration? Is a difference between wisdom and wishful thinking. Wisdom means that you know there's technology that needs to support your ascension. When you reject the wisdom, you fall into wishful thinking. Like, I wish this is going to happen. Yes? You believe in luck, a lucky break, someone is going to save me, or just because I'm a good person, I deserve to thrive. Like, we are all good people or not. How do we define that? Because we have karma. Okay? So being a good person is so relative. So we need wisdom. We need the teachings. We need support. We need mentors. So the wisest choice is to understand this early on in our journey. Otherwise, we procrastinate a lot and wishful thinking takes us nowhere, or it takes us to disappointment, which is even worse. So let's move into the divine perspective. This is what we want to reconnect with today, to know that this is possible. So first of all, there is a way to realize yourself. Sounds obvious, but many people are saying, oh, there's no way. I will never make it, So there is a way to realize yourself. We start there. So you need to be willing to find your voice and challenge ancestral mandates and expectations. Yes, to realize yourself, you will have to challenge ancestral belief systems. That's the only way you can free your life force energy. And for these, you don't have to be afraid of disappointing others. Disappointing others means people have expectations for you, which are false, which are limiting. You have to be willing to challenge all that. Transcend all that ancestral energy, which is holding you back. So you have to move through the fear of rejection or abandonment. The fear of loneliness. If I follow my victory, I will end up being alone. That's not true. Because you will start magnetizing other victorious souls. And that's how you thrive. But you need to be willing to challenge ancestral lifestyles and belief systems. So there is a way. Second reminder is you can find your way. Because you can say, okay, there is a way, but can I find it? Is it available? So you can find your way back to source. So during this seeking process, you will need to reveal and honor your creative path. The beautiful thing about finding your way, it's a creative process. There's a science and an art that come together. So you have to apply the universal laws, that's the science of it, and apply them in a way that are relevant and impactful for yourself. And honor your lessons. You're at a certain point in your journey, okay? So you have to figure out what's appropriate and relevant for you right now. So what we tend to do when we are afraid of challenging the ancestral ways of being and doing is that we tend to manipulate our ascension curriculum or enlightenment curriculum. So instead of surrendering to the process of growth, we're talking about growth eventually, we want to manipulate that and control the lessons and control the initiations and control who the mentors that are appropriate for us should be. Yeah. And we start speculating and negotiating and choosing out of convenience. What is cheap? Did you have that question in mind? What's cheaper? What's closer in my area? Convenience will not give you the clues, okay? You have to feel this in your heart. So you can find the way, and it's very creative. You get to attract everything that is meaningful to you. So if something does not resonate, just leave it. It's not for you. Yeah. The third reminder, love is the way. You can't pretend or fake it. You need to love your path. Love is the activator, is the catalyst. If you don't love what you are doing, even if you're very disciplined and very devoted, it's not going to work, because love is what activates the light codes in you. So you have to truly love your path, and it's of your choice. Yeah. So the path, for you to love it, it doesn't have to be comfortable. Growth is not comfortable, but you need to feel it is aligned with your highest vision. And also remember that both love and fear are training you to be victorious. So don't have a preference for love and a rejection for fear. Embrace and welcome everything, because you get to turn everything into an opportunity. We are all divine alchemists, and we don't grow by rejection. We grow as we transmute the opposition in us and around us. And that's what an energy master needs to do. We have to master the opposing forces, because we are stronger than that. Also, as I was saying, the way is creative. It does not involve ancestral or spiritual dogma. Dogma means restrictive conditions, or what we call obligations. So start following the path of joy. Yes? What brings joy to your heart? What type of teachings or technology resonate with you? What is fun implementing? That's going to guide you. Not dogma, and the way others do it because it works for them. If it doesn't work for you, it's not your way. So drop it and go find your way. Also, you need to trust, difficult word for humans, you need to trust your lineage, your mentors, and your light technology. And remember that a great path will always unify the Christ and Buddha lineages, because we're in a moment where we're unifying within ourselves, East and West. masculine, feminine, mind and heart. You need both the Christ codes and the Buddha codes in a good path of enlightenment. Yeah, because we are moving into universal spirituality. The golden age is an age when we truly experience ourselves as one. There's no more fragmentation, especially in the spiritual communities. We need to understand that there's one message, there's one way, there's one direction, there's one calling, and different languages, okay? But ultimately, no matter where we start, it all leads to the one. Okay. Also, very difficult for some mental beings, you need to feel the way. You can't mentalize the way. Again, speculating what's convenient. You need to feel the way. So what might sabotage your expansion is the need to control outcomes. Oh, I don't like it this way. This is too dangerous. They are helping me illuminate things that bring up fear for me. So we try to control the process. I don't want to hear that. I disconnect from the people who can help me so that I can remain unconscious. So can you accept the perfection of God's plan? Are you good at surrendering? This is key. Are you good at surrendering? If not, train yourself to surrender, because this is key for the golden age. And in the leadership curriculum, we already train you to follow the way of the heart, even when you don't understand it. Who can follow the way of the heart even when you don't understand it? We have to master that right now. That's called surrendering. I don't like it. I surrender anyway. I don't understand it. I surrender. It's not my preference. I surrender. I surrender. Stop controlling, okay? Also, you need to open your heart and desire to be of service. This is key. You will notice that at the beginning, you do things for your self-healing, for self-actualization. But eventually, as you expand more and more consciousness and you remember who you are as a light being, that will lead to service. We all came here to serve as a way to ascend. So if you're not willing to serve, you will hit a limit in your journey because your heart will open enough for you to be willing to serve. Serve means care for others. You're not here for your own liberation. You're here to liberate all the beings that you can on your way back to Source, okay? So if you have any resistance to service, because you think you're not good enough, you don't have the experience, you don't like humanity or people, you don't trust other people, you have shut down, eventually as you open your heart and find your way will lead to your unique offering, your unique contribution to humanity. So we'll always end up talking about service, at least in this community, okay? So you will face many challenges as you find your way. But again, remember that both fear and love are training you to be victorious. So don't be afraid of your initiations, yes? Because your weaknesses will turn into power. And we have to learn how to do the alchemy, okay? To then support others. And the last reminder, how do you find your way? And now we move into the proper activations. You need to feel at home. You need to feel at home. So when you are, for example, in this community, in this event, the ones who are applying our teachings, do you feel at home doing that? That's a key. That's when you know you have found your way, which includes your mentors, the teachings, your community, your tribe. And then and only then can you surrender and allow yourself to be guided. To surrender also means to allow yourself to be guided. Are you allowing yourselves to be guided by Source? Through also physical mentors and teachings? Because God is kind of an abstract energy, right? So God will create for you the right mentors, the right teachings, the right community. Source is always communicating with you through someone or something. Are you accepting? Because that's part of your way. Are you surrendering to that? But for that, you have to feel at home. Because human beings, we don't surrender unless we feel safe. Would you agree? We need to feel safe. Because the path is already challenging enough. If on top of that, we are with mentors and we don't feel safe, or we are in a community where we feel judged, or that we are being loved and accepted as we are, it's even more difficult, okay? So again, it's not gonna be comfortable all the time, but there has to be a certain level of resonance with all that your path means. So who can, and you can raise your hands, I see a few cameras today because there's many of us, but who can truly say, I feel at home, I have found my teachings, tribe, community, mentors, and this is it for me. I know it's about walking that path, right? Good. And for the ones who haven't come to that conclusion, what's holding you back? Is it just your mind? Maybe you have found it, and you're just mentally resisting that because you thought it was another way. Or maybe you really have not found that. So what's creating that separation? Yeah, go find that answer within. What's creating the conflict? What's making you procrastinate an obvious decision? Yeah. Is it insecurity? Is it that you feel more powerful, controlling the outcomes? And I'm gonna say no, I'm gonna, make my own choices. That's a false sense of power. So what might you be fighting unconsciously? Or is there anything that you're protecting ancestrally? You feel that if you step into your sovereign destiny, you are kind of disappointing your ancestry. So who are you protecting there? Your mother, your father, school teachers, someone in authority? Ancestry is not just family. It's all the orthodox, expected decisions, okay? That's all the ancestry. It's the limited or rational or linear way of thinking. So what might you be protecting so much that you don't have the free energy to make sovereign choices? And it's important that you find that, because you will find that when you're protecting an ancestral way, you're actually not protecting anyone. You're just delaying your own ascension process. And there's a false belief or a false value there. And you will end up being disillusioned, because you will eventually find out that the person or thing you think you are protecting by keeping yourself small is serving no one. It's a false value there. So what's the false mandate or value or belief system that you might be protecting, and you don't then have the freedom to find and walk your own path? Who are you living for? Who are you waiting for? Who do you feel you're responsible for? It's not true. Just know it's not true. You can challenge that, okay? So let's move into the activation. I'm gonna start sharing questions so that we tune into this opportunity today to find your way. And we'll do a few practices. Who or what is divinity inviting you to be? There's the next version of you that is already desiring to manifest a new life. That's God, the God in you, your higher self, your I am presence, source, your liberated aspect. That's already telling you there's something more. There's something more for you. You have this opportunity. You're entering this new cycle of creation. So that's already being announced inside of you, within. Do you believe that? Do you believe you're worthy of that? There's a way of manifesting that. You will be supported as you make those choices. You won't hurt anyone. You're not abandoning anyone. You're just moving into a higher vibration where you invite everyone to go with you eventually, when everyone's ready. But you go first, because you are the way shower. You're the pioneer. You're showing the way for others so that you naturalize the choice and it's easier for the collective that's following you. So what is divinity inviting you? It's not imposing anything. It's an invitation, inviting you to be. Is that exciting enough to say yes? I'm going to be the one who serves more, loves more, is more compassionate, creates prosperity for all, gives opportunities to all, can support others better. So what's the calling? It's already in your heart. And even if you think the calling is on an external level, to accomplish more or to buy or purchase more, no, that's an indicator of your inner abundance. You already feel called to attract more resources because you can serve better and live better. Yeah? So it's selfless service calling you to become more of who you are. If you could create emotional and financial stability, what would you explore manifest? If there was no risk in any investment, what would you say yes to? Can you imagine? For most of you, I know it's like, oh no, I never felt that before. Do you really feel you could create emotional and financial stability? Can you accept that possibility? Or it's like, no way. In this world, no way. But there is a way, right? So if you could create emotional and financial stability, and there is light technology to do that, it's not wishful thinking, we have the way. What would you explore and manifest? What would you be willing to discover? What would you jump into without procrastinating or waiting for the ideal moment? Because you know that when you move, resources move to back you up. You are the source. You go first, and resources move with you. It's not the other way around. When you say yes, the resources appear, but you have to say yes before. What life choices would you make if you had faith in the fact that you're always supported by source? So you move in a certain direction, source goes with you. You make this choice, source moves with you. It's a co-creation. Source in you is just waiting for you to decide and make up your mind and heart. What do you want? And there's the indecision. Oh, this, oh, that, oh, this, oh, that. So what do you want? Just tell me what you want. What do you desire? I'll go with you. But can you even say out loud what you desire? Or there's fear, shame, or guilt around that? I should be conforming more. I should be tolerating more. I shouldn't desire more. Who told you that? That's an old paradigm. Desires come from your creator to experience more freedom, to unleash your potential. So desires are good, are divine. Don't be afraid of your desires. And you will know that they come from source because they include everyone around you. You will notice that you always want to be more and to manifest more to affect everyone around you in a good way. Yes, we always dedicate our prosperity and abundance to all the ones who we love, okay? So it's for the sake of everyone involved in our creation. And if you knew that divine providence is always funding your experience on earth, what would shift in you? Divine providence, what's coming from source, is always funding, giving you the resources for what you want, desire, need to experience here on earth. Can you feel that? Can you feel that's the truth? Maybe not your experience right now, But can you feel that's the truth? Your I am is always funding your experiences here on earth. So whatever you decide to experience, if that's in alignment with God's plan and God's will, your I am will give you the resources, will open the doors for you. Nobody around you will open the doors for you. Your I am presence, your God self in you will open the doors. When there's the soul readiness. Am I ready? And sometimes we don't even admit that we are ready. Because of false modesty, because of many, many limiting beliefs. So the moment we say to the I am in us, the God in us, I'm ready, which doesn't mean you're not afraid. It includes the fear, but I'm ready. Because I'm ready to challenge the fear. I'm moving with the fear because I'll transmute it along the way. I'm ready. Until your I am presence hears from you internally, I am ready, the door will not open. Because you have free will. And your I am will never impose on you something, even if it's beneficial, if you're not ready. Yeah. So sometimes, again, because of false modesty, we create these endless looping cycles and patterns of, oh, I'm not ready, I don't have as much experience, and we feel good saying that. We feel more responsible saying that. We are actually shutting the door. So can you feel in you, whatever you're desiring to manifest, you just need to admit to your I am presence, I am ready, bring it on, I am ready. I will face it, I will respond. I will give it my all. Just bring it on, and we can co-create together. And by the way, I'm afraid, but that will be dissolved along the way because you are willing to grow. Yeah, so I am ready. Just hold that consciousness right now. So I invite you to do the sacred breath, which we share in our leadership curriculum. So this means that we will inhale to the count of 4, hold to the count of 4, exhale to the count of 4, hold to the count of 4. Yeah, so 4, 4, 4, 4. We inhale, hold, exhale, hold. As we inhale, hold, exhale, hold, we will also give like a word or affirmation. Okay, you don't have to remember it. I will guide you through the process. If it's difficult to breathe and say these words, you just breathe. Okay, it will still work. And then I'll give you a mantra so that we can start connecting with your way. Okay, and you can move from indecision into conviction and move to the next level. So we'll start breathing. So we breathe in to the count of 4. So let's inhale, hold, exhale, hold, inhale, hold, exhale, hold, inhale, hold, exhale, hold. And we now out. As you inhale, you say, I receive. As you hold, you say, I alchemize. As you exhale, you say, I return. And as you hold for the 4th time, you say, I re-encode. I'll guide you through the process. So inhale, hold, exhale, hold. I receive. Hold, I alchemize. Exhale, I return. Hold, I re-encode. I receive and visualize what you want to receive right now. Hold, as you say, I alchemize. I return, you exhale. And you hold by saying, I re-encode. That's how you shift the energy. So you make sure you attract all that you desire. You alchemize it as you hold, so that shifts everything in you. You return all that no longer serves you, and you allow for the re-encodement, okay, to happen. So I receive, I alchemize, you hold. I return, exhale. I re-encode, and you hold. I receive, I alchemize, I return, I re-encode. I receive, I alchemize, I return, I re-encode. So you inhale, hold, exhale, hold. I receive, I alchemize, I return, I re-encode. I receive, I alchemize, I return, I re-encode. And keep on breathing normally now at your own pace. Feeling that the energy is already shifting. And as you inhale and exhale, you can visualize your pillar of light. It's this power column that stretches from head to toes, connecting all your chakras, your energy centers, around your spine. And as you inhale, exhale, feel the vibration of the divine mantra that you can repeat silently. I live by the law of one. I live by the law of one. And you inhale and exhale through the central channel, this pillar of light. I live by the law of one. And allow all duality to come, turn into unity consciousness. All the extremes find the middle way. All the resistance come into surrender. I live by the law of one. And asking to find your way. As you become a unified being, as you find everything within, you will magnetize your way. You will magnetize your mentors. You will magnetize your light technology. You will magnetize the perfect timing. You will magnetize the proper initiation, so that you create the perfect match for your soul. So continue inhaling, exhaling consciously, repeating silently. I live by the law of one. Is the law of unity. As you dissolve the resistance and the judgment and the separation and all the compromising, you start hearing the voice of the one inside of you, guiding you. You can call that your higher self. You can call that your I am presence. But you start listening to the voice of your heart, to your true way. And you find home. And only when you find home can you attract the right resources. In separation, you cannot find anything. You find everything in unity. I live by the law of one. And allow everything in you to surrender. Dissolve all the patterns of procrastination so that you find your way now. And it's your authentic way. It's how you design your own ascension curriculum. It has to be fun, something that your soul celebrates. Doesn't involve punishment, doesn't involve pain and suffering, or things you don't believe in. It can be fun. For the ones who came to our in-person retreat last year, you know our creation, like it's beautiful. We have fun ascending. We're in a beautiful place on the beach with all the elementals here. We don't have an orthodox schedule or anything. We are and we serve and we celebrate life. We co-create with the elementals here because we follow the way of our heart, and it's fun, really. But we made the choice to challenge the ancestral ways. That has to happen in the journey, okay? So I live by the law of one. And just allow that mantra. You won't understand the mantra. You don't have to. We'll just create a shift inside of you. I live by the law of one. So there's the law of one and the law of many. That's the ego. So follow the law of one, unity consciousness. What's in unity with your heart, with your journey, with your preferences, with your unique style. And the most important thing, ask Source to take you home. Take me home. Take me home now. And then your own higher self will create the right teachings, the right community, the right people, the right souls, because you made the choice to go back home. And to go back home, you need a collective of souls. All the ones who are gonna help you prosper and thrive. It's a collective consciousness that evolves with you. Because you're ready to go back home. You can take a deep breath. And allow this mantra, this activation today to guide you. If you're not feeling anything right now, that's perfect. This may come through lucid dreams or in the coming days, when it's appropriate and relevant for you. But know that the shift has already happened. You made the choice already. So your God self will show you your way. So you can slowly open your eyes. We will be offering free events every month, hopefully. That's our desire, so that we get together as a community and we'll be touching on very, very important themes for the community. So to stay connected, in the meantime, we have an Instagram account. Please join us there. It's Gaitana Yantal, of course, because we post every day something that is relevant for the community. We have our YouTube channel where we sometimes upload videos there. We will upload this video, for example. It's also Gaitana Yantal. In our website, gaitanayantal.com/forum, you have a private forum, which is free for all the community to stay connected, to meet others. We answer questions there. So we support you in your journey like that. And also, I want to remind you of a few offerings. So every Wednesday, we offer free leadership development sessions. We have trained 2 life mentors in our community who have covered all the leadership curriculum. That's Simbel, who is present here now today. And I don't know if Shailene is here. There's many on the screen today. So you will find them every Wednesday. And we have just added to that space, you have 3 levels of contribution. So you have the free registration and then 2 other means to contribute to that space and your mentors there. So that's every Wednesday. You have all the information in our website. And then we have an upcoming event, which is an Equinox online retreat. We will be offering 4 online retreats this year for the 2 solstices and the 2 equinoxes, because it's a very important moment in the year where there's a release of energy happening. And we have a discount just for the ones listening to this free transmission today. So for the ones wanting to join us in that Equinox online retreat, it's called Love All, Serve All. It's beautiful. You have all the information already in our website under retreats. There's a discount that you have in our website for 5 days. So if you go to that retreat, the discount is already there. So the regular price is $88. It will be $55 for the ones registering in the coming days, okay? So that's something we wanted to give you. And there we are giving you light codes. We're opening a specific portal. And also we are awakening 12 divine archetypes to upgrade your life, relationships, and service offering. So very briefly, they are the alchemist, the giver of life, the initiator, the universal mother, the shapeshifter, the protector, the overcomer, the healer shaman, the teacher oracle, the priestess, the goddess, and the creatrix. So if you're interested, you have this discount for the coming 5 days. Then you have the regular price. And so with this, we end the transmission, and we can stay for a couple of minutes for a Q&A for the ones interested. Thank you, and hope to see you every month for our free transmissions.